Hi, I'm John Weeks, and this is the Standards Tech and Science Daily podcast. Coming up, how blasting glitter on Mars could make it a better home. If you're new here, make sure to hit follow. But first, could the future of online shopping mean haggling with AI chatbots? Well, apparently, that's already a thing. A so-called secret chatbot has been discovered on some shopping sites, including ASOS and makeup brand Iconic London. It's called Renewable AI, a bot that pops up when you hit a negotiate button and offers you a discount on whatever is in your basket. Earlier this year, London-based software engineer George McGowan used the bot to get an 8% discount on a mattress from Eve Sleep. But it appears the bot isn't easy to trick into making a mistake, as we've seen in the past with Google's Bard model and ChatGPT. George posted on X that he attempted to secure the £949 mattress for just £500, but Nibble firmly rejected the offer, responding with, "There are low offers, and then there's that. I can't accept, sorry." Now, it turns out horses are much smarter than we initially gave them credit for. Researchers at Nottingham Trent University have discovered that the animals performed better than expected in a complex reward-based game.
So every time they touched the target when the light was on, which was what they were not supposed to be doing, we gave them 10 seconds timeout. So I stepped away from them, I lowered the target away from them so they couldn't access it for 10 seconds. And what we saw was immediately all of the horses started playing by the rules. So that suggested to us that they did actually have an understanding of what they should be doing. They just worked out that when we introduced, actually, no, you're going to be in timeout for 10 seconds if you get this wrong, they then all suddenly started playing by the rules.
That's Louise Evans, a PhD candidate based at NTU, who worked on the study alongside Dr. Carrie Ilgici and Dr. Heather Cameron-Whittock. They found that when denied treats for not following the rules of the game, the horses were able to instantly switch strategies to get more rewards. The researchers said the findings suggest horses have the ability to form an internal model of the world around them, to make decisions and predictions, a technique known as model-based learning. Louise told us how this research can help inform welfare standards for horses.
10 seconds stepping away from them was really all it took to train the horses well and for them to give us the performance we were looking for. So, we didn't have to use any kind of aversive training methods or anything harsh. And I think that's a really important message to get across, is that you really don't have to use unkind training methods with horses to get performance that you want out of them.
And we got an exclusive sneak peek preview of some of the NTU's further research into horses' intelligence, which looked at the animals' stress response during the experiment.
What we did find was that horses were more relaxed physiologically when we introduced the cost. So even though we were introducing a penalty for horses, getting the answer wrong, that seemed to sort of calm them down. And what I think was happening was horses were getting overexcited by touching the target all the time. Whereas when you actually set very clear, this is what I want you to do in this scenario, and this is what I want you to do in this scenario, and everything's very clear, the horses seem to respond in a more relaxed way to that, and their performance then improves.
Now, inspired by the Japanese art of origami, a team of scientists from Oxford and Cambridge have developed tiny folding brain implants that can fit through a small surgical slit about 6mm wide that they say could significantly reduce the amount of brain surgery needed for epilepsy patients. The condition affects 1 in 100 people in the UK and is caused by bursts of electrical activity in the brain that temporarily affect how it works, leading to frequent seizures. The research team said the implants can cover an area 5 times larger once fully unfurled on the brain's surface, and it's hoped they'll help pinpoint where epileptic seizures originate within the brain. They reckon the implants could offer a safer, more efficient way to accurately diagnose the condition when other tests have failed. Tributes have been pouring in over the weekend for former CEO of YouTube Susan Wojcicki, who died aged 56 after battling lung cancer. Sundar Pichai, CEO of Alphabet, wrote in a public memo that she is as core to the history of Google as anyone, and it's hard to imagine the world without her. She was an incredible person, leader, and friend who had a tremendous impact on the world. Tech YouTuber Marques Brownlee, aka MKBHD, posted on X that she took one of the most stressful positions and handled it with grace and vision, and was incredibly gracious behind the scenes in ways most people never got to see. Wojcicki was considered one of the most powerful women in tech, and in 2011, the San Jose Mercury News reported that she personally convinced Google's board to buy YouTube. Coming up, how to see the Perseid meteor shower, and could blasting glitter on Mars warm up the planet for humans? Stay up to date with the latest tech and science news and hit that follow button. Welcome back. A new facility producing power from waves off the coast of Portugal is going ahead. Eco Wave Power is the company behind the project, its first megawatt-scale wave energy site in the country, based in Porto. It will also feature a first-of-its-kind underwater wave energy museum. In July, Portugal announced that it aims to generate 85% of its annual electricity production from renewable sources by 2030, compared to 61% in 2023, one of the highest ratios in Europe. Now, cancel all your plans for tonight. The Perseid meteor shower is putting on a show. Up to 100 meteors an hour are predicted to light up the night sky later for what is one of the best shooting star displays of the year. The Swift-Tuttle Comet's meteoroids, which are no bigger than a grain of sand, burn up as they enter Earth's atmosphere at a speed of 36 miles per second. The Perseid meteor shower should be visible over the UK from about sunset until the early hours of Tuesday. And finally, scientists reckon blasting a type of glitter into Mars's atmosphere could make the planet more habitable. A new study suggests pumping glitter-sized engineered particles of iron or aluminium into the atmosphere could help heat up the red planet. Scientists at the University of Chicago, Northwestern University in Illinois, and the University of Central Florida say they could use the iron and aluminium particles already on the planet's surface to reflect light and trap escaping heat. It's effectively the same process that humans have accidentally employed here on Earth, aka the greenhouse effect, but using these glitter-sized particles rather than CO2 and methane. You're up to date. Come back at 4 o'clock and search for The Standard Podcast for the latest news and analysis. We're back tomorrow afternoon at 1. Catch you then.